Well, we're back with Michael Willems, and this is part 3 of a spectacular interview. For those who are entering the industry or in the industry already, I hope you're getting value out of it, because you are listening to somebody who's hugely successful and come right through from down here right up to the top. So tell me, with your clients, you balance your time so well, but I know it's really important for you, that service to your clients and your communication with them, and you keep a number of key clients that you have good friendship with. You go on racing car races and all sorts of things. So for someone out there in the industry wondering, how do I build a career? What would you suggest? Is it about customer service? Is it about your relationships?
Yeah, look, yes it is. I think it is a relationship business. I think customer service is super important, but it's I think in any industry. It doesn't matter, whether you're a school teacher. I think the kids rely on you doing the right thing as a teacher, helping them through some of their difficult moments or times. And as an estate agent for commercial, residential, doesn't really matter. Your client is relying on some guidance from you and you to do the job that, not so much the job that you said you were going to do, but the job that they mentally had a picture of that you were actually going to do. Because sometimes what you do and what they thought was going to happen are two different things. And I think, your client and customer, they want to resolve, but they also have to feel loved in the process. And you've just got to, do what you're supposed to do to not let them down in what they're trying to achieve.
Yeah. So tell me, your big target now commercially, you are number 1 within the Ray White Group. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You've done that in less than 2 years.
Oh, that's been my 5th year in commercial now.
5th?
Yeah, flies.
So, but you were right out there last year anyway. But this
Second last year.
This year you're a league on your own.
But we just
do the best you can.
Do the best I can. It is what it is. I think that, and again, I didn't make up this quote. I read it somewhere. I heard someone say it. And all they said was, I finished this year exactly where I deserved to finish. And, if next year is, number 387, well, that's exactly where I deserve to finish on the effort I put in. So it's all nice, but,
Yeah. And tell me about balancing your time. You're a master at it.
I don't know if I'm a master at it, Greg. But...
Well, from what I've gathered, most people get in here and slog away, but they get interruptions, and you're just very focused. I'm going to phone 50 people today, and you just do it.
Well, you've ruined that by running to overtime already, but no, I'm just kidding. I think it's important to,
time management.
It is, but and I've never thought about it like as in, I'm going to manage my time perfectly, whatever. It's just kind of, I don't know, I get to work and let's get the work done. And when the work's done, and maybe get some more stuff done for tomorrow, and then I go home and I don't know, I don't really, apart from planning some vacations away or things that I go, I've got to be there on that day at that time or whatever. It's there's no real, yes, there's set days to do certain things, but I never looked at it as time management. So if I want to make this business work, I'm going to have to do this. And if I want to make, my family life work, well, you need to spend time there too. You can't just spend all your time at work and never your time at home. So you try and do all that. And
what's your most memorable moment in the industry?
Most memorable moment in the industry? Honestly, maybe clients. Like going into a house one time and then into a pond falling in it, but and not just feet in, like completely drenched wet. There's some laughing moments. Memorable. God, Greg, it's not a movie or anything like that. It's just my life. Memorable more than anything is that, mate, it's been really, really kind to me.
And putting smiles on all those clients you've serviced, their faces. Because of the effort you put in. It's a very rewarding moment. Particularly when someone turns to you at an auction and says, well, what do you think I should do? That's the greatest compliment for the effort you put in.
It is. I think that you don't sell real estate, you don't sell property, you sell trust.
Yeah.
And when people trust you and you do the right thing by them, I think it's a really nice recipe for a good result.
Yeah. And in terms of prospecting, what sort of timelines or percentage did you put into it? Because you and I know that you've got to be good at prospecting, good at listing, good at servicing an owner, and then negotiating the sale.
Yeah. Look, I think you need, in this business, you need listings, you need stock, you need things to sell. And the only way you're going to get things to sell is by, we call it prospecting. But when you sell yourself to the client, make sure that you can perform as the things you're selling and that you're going to do for them. And so it's no good to prospect, get the listings, and then let the people down, because it goes very bad very fast. I've got a few things where I don't take on too many listings at the one time, because I know in my heart of hearts I can't service them all properly, so that's a no-go zone. You only take on so many a month and that's it. And I think that's maybe where automatically the balance falls in a bit better, because you're not taking on 15 properties that you can't handle. You're sort of going, well, just take on X amount a month, and then get the right results for them, and then move on to the next number of properties. So I think it's nicer to take on 6 properties and sell all 6 and have 6 happy clients. Take on 15, you sell 8, you might sell more, but you have 7 unhappy clients, and I think it's not fair on those 7 people, man.
And 2 more questions. Where do you see the commercial market, if not just the Gold Coast, Southeast Queensland, over the next period of time, say next 2 years or so?
Well, I saw statistics in the paper the other day saying that the Gold Coast is growing with 18,000 people per annum. The Gold Coast, wherever the boundaries are, but 18,000 people per annum, and that's what they see the growth like over the next 30 years. So to me, that says there's need for more housing. If there's more people here, surely there's needs for more commercial, whether it's people having their own businesses in commercial factories, whether it's more restaurants because people go out, whether it's more whatever. Like, growth means growth, I think, across the board. You're going to need more schools, you're going to need more of everything. I'm not an economist, but I think the way the world is, interest rates may stay low for quite some time, and not just low on borrowing capacity, but low on what you're going to get on your money in the bank. And if you're on the bank getting 2.5% and inflation is running at 2%, then you're really only getting 0.5% on your money. So if you bought a commercial asset today at just using a 7% return, where the increases are CPI or better, then leave that same amount of money on the bank at 0.5%. You need 14 years that money on the bank versus the 1 year in a commercial investment at 7% yield. For the life of me, in 5 years from now, your commercial investments returned you 7% plus the CPI every year, and be the equivalent, to having that money on the bank 5 years, 14 times for 70 years, and I'll be dead by then. I think, investing in commercial assets, all real estate really, but in commercial assets, I think is a no-brainer, if you think about it properly.
Yeah. And where's Michael Willems heading, say, over the next couple of years? Yeah, but in terms of your career, and
I'm having a lot of fun, Greg. I've got no intentions to stop. I have no intention of slowing down, and I like what I do. I think that I have sufficient holidays a year. I have lots of fun times with my family. If I did nothing for 3 months, I'd go crazy, I think. So I like going to work. I like what I do. And if you ask me to write down why I like what I do, I really probably can't tell you why. I just seem to enjoy it. And
real estate, being an agent, what have you found has been the most rewarding part? I know freedom, there's no ceiling to what you can earn, all those things. But to you, having been an agent for so long, what's been the most rewarding or experience? Would you have changed industries? No. If you said to me, what do I want to be when I left high school, I'd tell you a veterinarian, because it's not because I like animals, but I never had the grades to do that. But the first word you said was freedom. I love the freedom of real estate. I love that when this is finished, I go back to my office, I got a bit of work to do. Now, whether I decide to go for lunch, have something to eat at 12 o'clock or at 2 o'clock, it's up to me. If I don't go or I do go, it's up to me. If you've got 3 auctions next week and you sell them all today, and you go, oh, I've got a week free, you can go on a holiday tomorrow. Like, there's no, I don't have to be at work at 8 o'clock. I can go at 4 o'clock in the morning or at 10 o'clock in the morning.
I have the freedom to do what I want to do with the opportunity to, I think, you know, income-wise, getting, you know, being able to earn, you know, relatively good income with, you know, I don't have any university degrees or never had a C or a B or an A in school, like D's and E's were all me. So you sort of go, to get those opportunities, you know, I know we use the word grateful and all that type of thing, but it's pretty cool. Like pretty, you know, like if you sort of pretty lucky, I'm pretty lucky in that aspect, and so I don't take it for granted. But I like what I do, and so onwards and upwards.
Great. Well, thank you, Michael.
No
That's
problem.
really, really valuable, you know, lessons in that, particularly for people thinking of either coming into the industry or going from resi to commercial. And we've just listened to one of the greatest real estate agents in this country by a long way. So I hope you got value out of it as much as I personally get value out of it, because I've lived the journey, and the journey's been unbelievable. And I've seen it, I've witnessed it, I've seen the clients and the smiles on their faces, I've seen the service, I've seen everything. And Andrew and I are blessed to have had Michael in our business. So thanks, mate.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.